moment. Yes, LB in the chat right now. You understand the problem here. All the doubt you have. Yes, it means you don't have 100% faith, and we don't have 100% faith. To 1,500 people live here. So let's create some energy in the chat. Fantastic. Loving it. Beautiful. What's your name and which city are you from? Aditi is here, Sunil is here, Kanishka is here, Geeta is here, Mahima is here. Fantastic. Ankush, Pallavi, Paramita, Arpita, Tamanna, Pallavi, Preeti, Neelam. Okay, the chat is going up so fast I cannot even read. Fantastic. All right, so let's get started right away. Before we start, I have a couple of questions for you. Number one, yes, so we're going to get started right now. Number one question is, how many of you are here for the first time? Type 1 in the chat if you have attended any of the session with me, any courses, any trainings, any events, online, offline. Then type 2, 3, 4, how many times you've attended. If you're here for the first time, type 1 in the chat, because this is for people who are getting started. This is for people who are here for the first time. Yes, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Most people here for the first time. Fantastic. 1, 1, 1. Somebody saying 2. All right, you've been here before in some courses, training sessions. All right, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody here for the first time. All right, so since most of you are here for the first time, let me take a moment to quickly introduce myself. And so you know who you're learning from, you know why you should listen to me. All right, so my name is Ankit Nirav, and I got started as a life coach. This is way back in 2019, 2020. Before that, I started and I used to run an e-commerce company. Right. And let me start at the beginning in 2015. By the way, when I tell you my story, you will get an amazing manifestation technique as well. Right. So make sure, let's see how many of you understand that. So in 2015, straight out of college, I started my e-commerce company. I scaled it from 0 to over 1.5 crores per month in sales from 2015 to just 2019. But in 2019, there was a turning point in my life. In 2019, it was the saddest moment of my life. My father passed away very suddenly. It was 26th of July. He used to work in some of the poorest districts in Bihar. He was a government doctor. And I flew back there. And that day changed my life. That's why I'm here today. That day when I saw his body kept in the government hospital, there were so many people lined up to pay respects to him. And I realized what an impact he had made in the lives of the people, the legacy that he had left behind. I was inspired by that, right? And so I decided to help people in my own way. Yes, I decided to become a life coach, to become a motivational speaker, because that has always been my dream, because I wanted to leave a legacy like that. I was making great money, by the way. Yes. And then the COVID epidemic came in 2020. How many of you remember COVID, by the way? Type yes in the chat. Yes, if you remember COVID, everybody cannot forget, right? So when COVID came, my business went to zero. Right. And we were not selling essential items. I was essentially paying 40 people in my company out of my own pocket. Yes, no income coming in. My father recently passed away. My grandfather and grandmother both passed away in the span of 11 months. At the lowest point in my life, I did something crazy. And you can do this on your phone. On my phone, I set a wallpaper, right? So on my phone, I set a wallpaper that 5 lakhs per month, right? By 31st July 2020. I wanted to make 5 lakhs per month by 31st July 2020. I think I gave myself 5 months or 6 months, something like that, to achieve that goal, right? And it's a very famous story in my community now. I got trained with Tony Robbins, with Chloe Medanis, with Robin Sharma, with Dr. Joe Vitale, some of the top coaches in the world. I launched my first 5-day program there. And in June, 1 month before my target, I made over 10 lakhs. Yes. Type wow in the chat if you're inspired. And I've shared the screenshots in the community. It is very famous. Yes. And all right, some people are saying, is it audible? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Type yes in the chat. Yes. A few people are saying they're having some issues. Everybody can hear me? Type yes in the chat. All right. The reason I tell you that is to inspire you. And I didn't just stop there. See, this goal was there on my phone. Yes. And I was always, subconsciously programming myself to do this. So you can do that as well. I next set my goal to make 1 crore over the next 18 months, right? And, over the next 18 months, that is by end of 2021, 31st December 2021, I ended up making over 3 crores. Yes. And this you see here is my Unicorn Award. I've got multiple international and national awards. This is given to Crorepati coaches by Gopal Krishnan in India. So as of today, I've helped over 2 lakh people in online sessions just like this, and offline events, advanced courses, lot of cool stuff. I have trained over 600 people in one-to-one sessions as a life coach. Yes. And I've invested over 96 lakhs in my own training in the last 4 to 5 years. But the rest of the session is not going to be about me. Yes. The rest of the session is going to be about you. How many of you are ready and excited to get started? Type R for ready in the chat. This is going to be an English session only. Yes, we're going to do Hindi sessions next year in 2024. If you're ready and excited to get started, type R for ready in the chat. Yes, fantastic. Somebody saying chat is disturbing. All right, so I'll make the chat private maybe. All right, so let's get started right away. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Fantastic. Yes. Ready. Beautiful. So let's get started right away. So this is the Scientific Manifestation Masterclass, and we're going to get started right now. The first thing that I want to tell you is, how many of you, I want to ask you this, how many of you have a scientific background? You have studied science in school or in college? Type me in the chat. Although you've studied science. In school, everybody studied, right? Type